Hi, I'm Bill Cook, University of Arizona Cooperative Extension here in Greenlee County. Today we're going to be doing a little fertilizing using a push spreader. This is a rotary spreader. I really like a rotary spreader because it does a fairly wide area, and most materials these days come in a granulated form, even things like gypsum. So this makes it pretty quick and pretty easy to put down things like fertilizer, gypsum, sulfur, that sort of thing. So one of the first things you need to do with this is get it calibrated so you know how much you're putting down, because when you read a label there is a specific amount. In some cases you may have to do the math yourself. If you want 1 pound of nitrogen per 1,000 square feet, you may have to read the label and determine how much material that actually is. But it all begins with a calibrated sprayer or spreader. So on a spreader, you'll see it's got a couple of things. There's a dial here. This adjusts the opening, larger, smaller, whatever. So what we'll have to do is we'll take a weight amount. We'll go out and we'll put it on a specified area, weigh it back, and adjust accordingly. So that's how this works. There's the on and the off. So first thing we're going to do here, we've weighed this. This is 20 pounds right here, counting bucket and all. So we're going to put this in, and then we're going to determine how wide of a pattern this spreader makes, which is the next part. Okay, so the next thing we do, we have our spreader filled with material. So we're going to choose a setting and we're going to spread. And we need to know how wide this thing spreads. So we start back a ways, we get up to speed, and we turn it on. So Savannah has walked along and she's measured the outside of this pattern. I'm going to measure it with this walking wheel, and it is 6 feet. Okay, so now what this tells us is that this spreads 6 feet. Now a rotary spreader requires about a 25% overlap. So that means that the actual usable width of it is 3/4 of that. So the 3/4 of 6 feet would be 4.5 feet. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to measure 4.5 feet between each pass. So we know now that this is 40 feet long. I've made 2 passes. So it is, let me see, 4.5 times 80, 320. We've put on 360 square feet. So now we're going to measure back and see how much material, and this will help us to determine how many pounds per 1,000, because that's what most fertilizers are measured in. If we need more, we'll increase it. If we need less, we'll turn it down. Okay, so we've just done a little bit of spreading and we've done some calculations here. We came up about 14.5 pounds per 1,000 square feet. The target is 16. We're set on 10, so I'm going to move this up to about 10.5, and I'm going to put some in and weigh it back again. Okay, so now I'll go spread some. 2 more passes and we'll weigh it again. We've done this again, and we came up with about 17.5 or 17.25 per 1,000 square feet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this back 1 click and try it again. Okay, so we've weighed it back again, and we found that 10.25 on this dial is exactly 16 pounds per 1,000 square feet of the material we are using. Now you'll find different materials are different densities. They spread wider, narrower. So anytime you use something in your spreader, if you've not used it before, calibrate it. Measure the width, the length to determine the area of coverage. Don't forget that 25% overlap, and you'll be able to figure out how many pounds per 1,000 square foot you're putting on. And we're putting Milorganite on today. This is a lawn, and Milorganite's the best stuff in the world for a lawn. At least it is here.